shapes feel, not necessarily how you think that they should look. So we're going to really work on aligning the pelvis right underneath the ribs, right underneath the heart, all the way up to the head. So just think about alignment as we move, and otherwise we're going to start standing. So let's get this started. So starting in mountain pose, we'll take a peek down at the feet, common way to start many of my classes, and ensuring that we have some space in between the feet. So a good frame of reference is if you were to take your 2 fists and you can fit them right between the feet. So lift all 10 toes and just kind of roll in and roll out. Just kind of drawing some attention to the ankles and noticing where that center line is. And then maybe a little rock front to back, ball of the foot to the heel. And creating a sense of connection through the feet, because in so much of what we do comes really from the ground up. So we'll find that center. And then moving our attention up into the quads, we'll give them just a little contraction. The kneecaps will lift a bit when we do that. And here's where we're really going to focus our attention today is the pelvis. So we have this tendency to kind of spill forward, getting this anterior pelvic tilt. It creates this big arch in our low back. So it's for today, I'm going to ask you to kind of scoop the tailbone under as if the pelvis was a big bucket of water and we don't want to spill it. So we want to make sure that our hip point, the lines at our hip point are nice and even and parallel. It'll create some engagement in the deep core muscles. Low ribs are going to stack directly over the rim of the pelvis. So we can even take one hand to the front, one hand to the tailbone, and just kind of create that subtle connection there. Holding in that alignment as we move up to the chest and the shoulders, which will stay nice and soft. And let's just take a breath here in mountain pose. Noticing where that breath travels to. And we're just at the beginning of the practice, so no judges quite yet. If you have some thoughts of, oh God, why did I press play to this one? Trust me, it's a good one. Stick with it. So we'll take another deep breath here. Exhale all the air out. All the air, squeeze it out. Good, feel empty. And we'll sweep the arms up as we breathe in. And then as we breathe out, we'll gaze up towards the right hand. And then down towards the floor on a diagonal. Gazing up towards the right hand and gazing down. Let's go ahead and look back up to the center. Draw the hands through the center of the chest. So we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, maintaining that alignment. So belly is pulling in, ribs are stacking. We'll gaze it up, taking an inhale through your nose. Exhale, look up through the left fingertips, gazing down towards the floor on the right side. Inhale, we'll gaze up. Exhale, looking down. Good. Come back up to the center. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then as you exhale, taking your thumbs right to the hip creases in the front here. So if you need some help finding them, you can take a little march. So right where that crease is. So again, really stacking chest, low ribs, pelvis. We're going to lift and lengthen. Thumbs will be right at the hip lines here. Lift, lengthen, and we're going to come down about halfway. Staying long through the spine, we'll take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, come all the way up, keeping the thumbs right at that hip crease. Lift and lengthen as we breathe in. Exhale, hinging through the hips, coming forward halfway. Inhale to stand. Exhale, halfway. Again, breath in, come on up. And then exhale, let the hands rest by the side. We'll take a breath in through the nose. Chin to the chest on exhale. and just begin to curl, segment the spine, coming all the way into a forward fold. There's no rush. Take a moment to get a little dangle. We'll sweep right, we'll sweep left. And then pressing into the shins, we'll lift and lengthen, coming to a flat back. Take a nice big breath here. And exhale, let's go ahead and fold. Roll on up to stand, segmenting the spine. Reach it all the way up. And then hands will come through to heart center. More alignment check-ins here. So we're going to take the right hand to the back of the head. Left hand to the belly. We'll press the head into the hand, so a little bit of extension through the neck, feeling the extensors begin to engage. So breath in here, tall, press it back, scooping the tailbone under, take an inhale again. Exhale, coming down halfway. Inhale will come up. Exhale halfway. Inhale, last one. Exhale, halfway. Release the hands, sweep the arms back, float it all the way up, and other side. So we'll press head into hand into the belly, and really checking in with being able to bend at the hips without compensating in the spine or other areas. So tucking the belly in and under, so draw the muscles in and up, pressing the head back into the hands, breath in, exhale. Inhale will come up, exhale halfway down. Last one, breath in, exhale halfway down. This time release the palms, give the head a little shake right to left. And let's go ahead and step back. Place the knees down onto the ground or onto the mat. We'll take the fingertips, we'll spread the fingers nice and wide. And as we breathe in, we're just going to pause here in tabletop. So nice flat back here. Reach to the crown of the head, the gaze, the eyes stay down. Breath in here. As you exhale, pressing the hands into the ground or the mat, begin to lift, arch, round through the upper back. Chin will come to the chest. And then as we inhale, drop the belly, make space between the shoulder blades. The sitting bones will move away from each other. Inhale, begin to lift and lengthen up through the spine, chin to the chest. Exhale, rounding into some spinal flexion. Inhale one more time, rolling through the low back, mid back, upper back, pause. And then from the tailbone, begin to drop belly button, chest, lifting through the collarbones, and then the head will come last. Coming to a nice neutral spine. Re-engage here, right at the center. We'll take the hands, flip them over so the fingers will face one another and soften through the elbows. So a little wrist release as we move into some more of the shapes in this particular sequence today. So we'll rock front to back, and then coming up and over so that the shoulders, elbows, and wrist are in alignment. We'll curl the fingertips in towards the palms. And then again, play with the position of the elbows. So some anatomy here. It might be easy to extend through your elbows, or it might feel relatively tight through the forearms. So work with what your body is showing up with today. So we'll curl through the fingers, getting that wrist release. And then eventually we'll release the fingertips, flip the palms, and come back into tabletop. All right, so we're in our table here. As you inhale, I'm going to lift the left knee. So I'm just going to hover just for a moment, getting this little hip hike. So we're going to see some asymmetry here at my left hip is going to come up higher than my right. Set it back down. Come on up, hip hike, and lower. Hip hike, and lower. Good, last one, hip hike. Pause here. As you inhale, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Be strong here. We'll sweep the left knee out to the side. We'll get this fire hydrant type shape. Sweeping the leg back. Draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, reach it back, toes spinning down towards the ground, not looking for height, looking for length. And then drawing the knee back up and over to that fire hydrant shape. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach the foot back. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale, draw the knee in towards the elbow, and then coming back to the center, we'll hover the left knee, keep it lifted. Inhale here, holding for 3, for 2, and for 1. Go ahead and set the left knee down. Tuck the 10 toes. Come on back. And we'll just take hero pose with the tucked toes just for a moment. Flex the fingers down, pull the fingers up. Stick with me, fingers down, fingers back up. Good. We're going to go back to our table. We've got the other side. So create this disconnect between the upper body and the lower body. Really, really important in a lot of the things that we do, but particularly if you're an athlete. So we're going to go ahead and hover the right knee. That right hip is going to hike up a bit, and then lower back down. Inhale, we'll lift the right hip. Exhale, we'll lower. Inhale again, lift the hip. And then we'll use the strength of our outer hip muscles, our glutes, to reach the right knee out to the side, fire hydrant. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, we'll reach. Inhale, knee to the right elbow. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale, we'll take knee to the nose. One last time, reach it back. As we inhale, draw the right knee towards the right elbow. And then we'll set the knee right next to the left. Don't put it down quite yet. Keep the knee lifted, strong to the upper body. So lift up out of the wrists. We're here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Good. Set the knee down. We'll shift the hips back into child's pose, tenting through the fingers. Take a break. Take a rest. And any movement that the body might need, go ahead and take it. Breath in, lift and lengthen, gaze forward, press the fingertips down into the mat. And then we're going to shift forward into our table and tuck all 10 toes. Inhale, lift, hover the knees, take a breath in. And then exhale, shift it back into downward facing dog. Bend the right knee, reach the left heel down. And switch. Bend the left knee, reach the right heel down. Good. Just repeat that a few times, allowing our hamstrings to have an opportunity to check in and catch up with us. So we'll walk it out, eventually coming to stillness, bending both knees, gaze forward. Let's step to the front of the mat, soft through the knees, and find forward fold. Breath in through your nose. Exhale everything out through the mouth fully. Squeezing out every little last bit of air. Get my little cheat sheet, of course. We'll press into the shins, coming into a flat back. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and fold. Roll all the way up to stand. The head is the last thing that will come up as we stack heart over pelvis, pelvis over the legs. Palms will face forward, mountain pose. Checking in here, drawing the belly button in and up. All right. We're going to take that hip hinge. So as we inhale, we'll sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, coming down about halfway. Pause here, then through the knees. We'll pop up on the right ball of the foot, stepping back into high lunge. As you breathe, come all the way up into crescent lunge. And we'll take our right hand behind the head, left hand right to the belly. So we're going to create that connection as we did in the beginning of our practice. So we're going to tuck belly button in and under. My back knee is going to soften a bit to allow that to happen. Pressing the head into the hand, it'll lengthen the spine. Take a breath here. Exhale, reach that back heel all the way back. That leg will begin to lengthen. Another here. Exhale, side bending towards the left. Pause here, breath in. Exhale out, strong legs here. Breath in, go ahead and stack the spine. We'll take the hands to frame our front foot. And we'll take some small cat and cow flow here. And we'll just lift and lower the hips, reach the heel back, pop up on the heel, open up to the chest. Kind of freestyle here. All right, so we've got a moment or two. And then coming to our runner's lunge, we'll place the right hand right to the inside arch of our left foot. Use your breath to draw the left hand up towards the sky. We've got our twisting lunge. Mindful that our hips aren't sagging. Lift the hips, brighten up through the top hand, opening up through the chest. Inhale through your nose. Exhale everything you got through the mouth. Stepping the front foot back. We'll be in our push-up plank. Pause here for a full breath cycle. Inhale. Exhale, strong. Another breath in. Squeeze the elbows towards the ribs as we lower all the way down onto the belly. Untuck the toes. We'll come into our cobra pose. So inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, let's go ahead and lower. Tucking all 10 toes. Press up onto bent knees or fold all the way up into push-up plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath, lift up onto the balls of the feet, bending through the knees. We'll gaze forward. We'll step to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, coming into a flat back. Exhale, go ahead and fold. Roll all the way up to stand. Arms will reach all the way up and over the head. And then again, hinging through the hips, coming halfway. Pause here. Take a breath in, pop up onto the left foot. Step the left foot back, runner's lunge. Inhale up, crescent lunge. Taking the left hand to the back of the head, right hand to the belly to create that connection to get our pelvis, low ribs nicely stacked here. Pressing the head into the hand, lifting, lengthening so that we're light through the belly. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach the back heel towards the back edge of the mat. Tugging this right hip crease back ever so slightly. Wobbles are okay. Another breath here. And then exhale, side bend to the right. Breathing into this big space here on the left side of the body. As we breathe, we'll come all the way up. And then exhale, frame the front foot. And we'll take those little mini cat-cow pulses in our runner's lunge. The left hand is going to come right to the inner arch of the right foot as you breathe really light and bright with that top hand. Lift the hips. Big breath, creating space in the spine, in the chest. And then as we exhale, we'll take the hand down, step back to push-up plank. Breath in. Exhale, squeeze elbows. We'll lower down. Inhale to our cobra. And then exhale, tuck toes, find downward facing dog. Walking our legs out again through our downward facing dog. We'll come to stillness here, so reach the heels down towards the mat. Take a breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Breath in, bend the right knee, stepping forward, dropping the back left heel, or back left foot. So we'll set up in this kneeling lunge, but we're going to take a little spin on this kneeling lunge. So typically, in our kneeling lunge, we're here. Okay? We're going to take that foot out a bit wide. So taking our foot out a bit wide here, really pressing down through that back left foot. The top of the foot will press down. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, coming up to these little T arms. Give the fingers a little wiggle. Make sure they're still alive. One more breath in, tall spine. As you exhale, take the right hand like I'm a little teapot. We're going to tip over. Opening up through that left side of the body. We can play with the position of the neck. Good, come on up, using the strength of your core. Exhale, opposite side. Reach the hand up, give the fingers a little wiggle. Breathe it back up towards the center. Last one, exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale. Come on back to the center, you're doing great. Take the hands to the inside arch. We'll wiggle and wobble that front foot back to that typical alignment. And we'll press the knee into the tricep. So right here, we're creating this engagement. So pressing the knee into the elbow into the knee. Lengthening through the spine, take a breath in. And exhale out. Good. Another breath in. Readjust. You can see where we're going here. Great. All right, we'll take our left hand, place it down, inhale, twisting lunge. And then as we're lifting and lengthening to that top arm, take a breath. Exhale, go ahead and let the hand drop right to the low back. Or maybe it begins to curve to follow the shape of the hip. Open the chest. Exhale. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, we'll frame the front foot. We'll pop up onto the back toes. And we'll place the hands and just play with a little movement of the back leg to engage the hamstrings. So we'll shift it forward and pop the back leg up. Good, we got 3 more, 2 more, and last one. Awesome. Step back to downward facing dog. Set the knees down. Child's pose just for a moment. Reset. Good. Come back to tabletop. Tucking all 10 toes. Let's get the other side. So we'll hover the knees. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stepping the left foot forward. We got our kneeling lunge. Drop the back knee. And we'll take this front left foot and bring it out to the side just a bit. So I'll show you kind of from this view again. We'll come up nice and tall. We've got our left foot kind of out of that tightrope variation that we usually see. Float the arms up, breath in. Exhale to a T. Breath in. Breath out, tip to the left. Inhale to center. And right. Inhale to center. Left. Last one back to the center. Exhale to the right. Little finger wiggle, because why not? Bring it back up to the center. Lengthen through those fingertips. Big chest stretch. And then we'll take the hands to the inside of the left foot. So again, creating that connection right here between the arm and the knee, pressing in towards one another, creating that isometric contraction. We're here for 2 more breaths. Good, last one. All right, we'll go ahead and take the right hand, place it flat, inhale, left hand up towards the sky. Really tall through the chest, through that top arm, and then we'll go ahead and sweep the palm right behind the low back, maybe starting to scoop around towards the side of the hip. We get this twist along with a little bit of a chest opener. So keeping the foot grounded, I know mine tends to want to roll out. Let's be mindful that we keep the feet engaged, pressing the big toe down. So the arm is behind the back, reach it up, exhale, we'll come back down. Finding our runner's lunge, so hands will come on either side of the front foot. We'll tuck our back toes and lengthen the leg. Inhale, reach it forward, and we'll get our little hamstring hops. Just getting light through that back leg. Good. Stepping the front foot back, we're in our push-up plank. You have an option to come right into child's pose, or if you'd like one more vinyasa, inhale to an extension or back bend, and we'll all meet in child's in child's pose, just ensuring that we have some space between the knees. Walking the hands towards the left, big side body stretch. Take one of the biggest breaths you've taken today into that right side of the body. Exhale fully. Go ahead and bring the hands over to the right. Opportunity to really unstick the ribs here. Make some space in those intercostal muscles. We'll breathe into that left side of the body and exhale fully. Walk it back to the center. We're going to come up onto the knee. So you have the option to give a little extra cushion by folding your mat. So we're going to come into this tall kneeling shape here. And we'll maintain a little space between the knees. And for this first repetition, we'll keep the feet flat. Lifting up tall, creating that tilt, that tucking under sensation, low ribs right on top of the pelvis. Inhale, fold the palms forward. Breath in, tall spine. Exhale, come back about an inch and pause. Breath in, maintain that leg. Exhale, back about an inch more. One more breath in. Exhale, come on back. And then bring it back to our starting position. So we've got these reverse Nordic straightening exercises for our quads. So we're going to go ahead and repeat what we just did. So inhale, float the palms up. Tuck the back toes for this time. Chances are you'll like one better than the other, and that's okay. Lengthen through the spine, getting that tuck in, engaging the core, breath in. Exhale, come back about an inch. Breath in. Exhale back. And one more breath in. Exhale it back. Inhale, come all the way up. Untuck the toes. We'll take the hands into fists, finding our low back, right where that low back arches, and then take one step down with the fists. We're going to get a nice big chest opener, so we're going to lift and lengthen. The tailbone is nice and heavy, dropping downwards towards the ground. Pinch elbows in. As you exhale, you're going to reach up and back into camel pose. So there should be no back pain here. Keeping the neck neutral. Don't do as I say, not as I do. So we'll lift and lengthen. Exhale it out. Breathe it back to the center. And then we'll come down into hero pose just for a moment. Taking a breath. And exhale out. We're almost there. You're doing a great job. All right. Let's go ahead and unfold our mat if we've created that little extra cushion. Tucking toes and step towards the front of the mat, forward fold, keep the knees soft. And then eventually, after maybe a little bit of movement, we'll roll up to stand, one segment at a time. Mountain pose. All right, so we've created some space in the hips. We've learned how to hinge at the hips. Let's piece it all together. So we're going to end our practice with dancer pose. And if you're new to dancer, it is going to look like a quad stretch. All right, so just keep that in the mind. Don't overthink it. So I'm going to start with my standing leg being my right. So shifting the weight onto my right foot. I'll float the right hand up. Just connecting here. Take a breath in. Exhale. I'm going to turn the palm as if I'm going to shake someone's hand. Reach the left hand. Draw the heel towards the glute. I'm going to grab the ankle. Step one. Great place to be. So we can stay here, really grounding down through the big toe on my standing leg. We're going to lift and lengthen. Here's a great place to hang out. We can build on that by taking the back ankle and kicking it into the hand. So we're going to create a muscle contraction in that quad. Second stage, great place to be. Lifting and lengthening. We want more? Okay. We're going to reach it forward, kick the back foot into the hand, and hinge at that front standing hip. Dancer pose. So this will look different for every body. We'll come on up to stand. Go ahead and release the foot. Give the legs a little shake out. And then we've got the other side. So if we've seen some yoga before on Instagram or some pictures, we can see these beautiful dancer poses, and they are lovely. But let that go, because that is not your body, or maybe it is. But we just need to kind of connect with what's going on and what your body is showing up with today. So it's all good. So standing leg is now going to be the left. I'm going to float that left hand forward, handshake position. Let go of the right side, we're on to the other. So draw the right heel towards the glutes, grabbing through the ankle, starting here. This side's completely different. So we're going to start here in this prep phase for dancer. To build, we can begin to press the ankle into the right hand, creating that muscle contraction. The quad will turn on. And then again, great place to stay here, or we can hinge at that front hip, kick the ankle into the hand, and find our dancer pose for today. Good, breath in here. Exhale back to the center. Give the legs a little shake out. You did good. So we'll reach it up. Exhale, we'll fold. Place the knees down, swing the feet around. We'll come into our comfortable seat onto our mat or onto the floor. It's time to kind of dial it all back in, pull it all together. Great way to do that is to really focus on our breath. So when we get into poses that might be challenging or new or balance, we get into this kind of fight or flight response. Our brain goes a little bonkers, and it's okay because it's unknown. But the more that we try things and do them, they become less unknown, and we freak out just a little bit less. So let's really ground through our sitting bones, sitting up nice and tall, taking the right hand to the chest, left hand right to the belly. Breathing into the hands, and exhale out. Good. We've got two more like that. Inhale, and exhale out. Either side of the body. We'll walk the fingertips back, open up through the chest, enjoying all that space that we created in the body so that we can breathe fuller and deeper, and sweep the fingertips forward, forward fold. Pressing through the fingers, coming into a flat back. Exhale, we'll fold. Take your time, walk it back up. We'll sit back. Float the hands, float the legs, magic trick, and we'll recross through the ankles. Fingertips behind the hips, open up the chest. Exhale, begin to swim those fingertips forward into a forward fold. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, we'll fold. Good, walk it back up to the center. We'll extend through our legs. Give them a little shake. Dial the toes in, dial the toes out. And then we'll find ourselves on our back for a final relaxation, and that's where we'll end our practice. So get yourself in a nice, comfortable position. We'll lower onto our back, and we can take either knees bent and dropping the knees in towards each other, and just staying for 5 breaths or so. Make the time to enjoy this stillness. This is such an important part.